Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about BioWare's new IP and really why I'm concerned about it. I'm already worried about Mass Effect Andromeda, but I'm more worried about this game. BioWare is making a new IP. It's going to be 100% new, built from scratch. It's not Mass Effect, it's not Dragon Age, it's not Star Wars The Old Republic related, 100% brand new. It's going to be action adventure, not RPG. And it will have online elements. Now, BioWare hasn't, they haven't come out 100% say, oh, it's going to be online based. But based on what they've said and based on what I've reported, it's going to be online. It's strongly believe it's going to be online based. Anytime EA is involved with anything that's online based, what does that usually mean? Microtransactions, subscription services, season passes, DLC. That's why I'm worried about the game. So before I go on, let's talk about some quotes that we gleaned from BioWare and EA's new quarterly earnings call. So first of all, BioWare says the new IP, "We're trying to build a fictional world that feels real and is alive and is constantly changing." How do you facilitate a world that's constantly changing? You make it online. I personally believe that BioWare's new IP will be like Destiny. I heard that from Kotaku's Jason Schreier, and when I heard it I was like, I don't know. But then when I saw these quotes, it really made sense. And EA has always wanted to do like a big online game like that. This is going to be it. I think the new IP will have some sort of, it might not be an MMO, but it'll be like an MO, and it will meld action adventure together, which is something when EA starts talking about genre melding, it's something that BioWare has been doing for a while now. Look at Dragon Age Inquisition. I mean, look at Mass Effect Andromeda. They're already melding things. And I think this game will take it even further. It will be a melting pot. So let's take a look at some more quotes. So the new IP is a clean sheet design with new concepts, new gameplay mechanics, and new stories set in a unique universe. This game has the potential to fundamentally disrupt the way people think about an action title, bringing friends together to play in exciting new ways. We're very excited about the future of this new franchise. Keyword, interesting keyword there, franchise, and its ability to attract a larger global audience. Okay, so how do you attract a global audience, first of all? You engage them in an online capacity. How do you bring friends together? Nowadays, you engage them with the online infrastructure. You let them play together online. Because consoles don't have couch co-op. Not anymore, not really. So that's the big clue there. They have 100% say, oh, it's going to be online based. But I reported back in the past, I think it was like last year, I reported that they were hiring for a very specific opening for a new online based game with extensive online experience. It's going to be, I know it's going to be like Destiny level. It's going to be EA's own version of Destiny. And I think EA knows what they're doing, which is kind of the scary thing why I'm worried, because EA knows what they're doing. But they also know how Bungie fell short, and they trust BioWare. They're like, look, BioWare, you do what Bungie couldn't do with Destiny. You do what you can do to make it even more insane and awesome. I do think the game will be good, but I think it's gonna have microtransactions, subscriptions, all that nasty stuff. Okay, some more quotes. So, EA CEO Andrew Wilson was asked at the earnings call. He was asked if the action adventure game, if it will have any RPG elements. Is that like a deeper RPG game? And is it a wholly owned IP, or is it one that will be made up with royalty payments? Andrew Wilson said it's action adventure, not RPG. So what we're just starting to see more and more with games is a kind of genre melding, which is great components of a number of different games really coming together in a single game. Look at BioWare's recent games. You'll see examples of this already. Games are becoming more watered down. They're becoming more casualized. They're becoming more fused together. They're becoming like a mishmash, a lumpy mishmash. Instead of like a hot, delicious, warm meal that's smaller, it's a big lumpy mishmash that, yeah, you can eat it for a long time, but it's not very tasty. That's pretty much what we're getting with this kind of line of thought, with this kind of, hey, let's infuse everything and mix it all together kind of thing. So that's kind of what we're getting here. And Andrew Wilson goes on to say, so when you're thinking about this game, you should be thinking about the great RPG character development and storyline progression that BioWare is known for, but in a world of greater action and greater adventure, which is growing to be the largest categories of games. This will be a wholly owned IP, and we're very excited about it, and we'll share more in the year to come. So, what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that what they're doing is they're trying to dissect BioWare's talent, BioWare's mechanics. They're trying to take the best parts of the things that BioWare creates and put them all together. Now, does that sound like a bad thing? Not necessarily. But it does sound like something that is very pre-packaged, because the kind of magic that BioWare used to deliver was boundary pushing. It was new. It was exciting. And when you try to cookie cutter that kind of thing, we try to condense it and try to make it into something that doesn't necessarily fit together in the puzzle, that's when it starts to lose its magic. And I think that's what we're going to see with this new IP. It essentially what EA has done here, said, okay, let's take all the best things about BioWare, all the games they make, put in a blender, mix it all up, and give it to gamers to sample. Now here's another key part. That's only one part of it. The next part is the online-based infrastructure, and this is the biggest part, and this is why I'm most worried about the game. So EA is known for monetizing its content, monetizing its games. That's how they make their money. EA makes most of its money with FIFA Ultimate Team, which is basically like you buy these packs and you basically gamble with these packs, and you get these packs and you unlock characters, things like that. Now, if EA really wanted to maximize its profits, they could throw in some sort of Ultimate Team style microtransaction loot pack in this new game, especially if it incorporates all the things that BioWare is known for, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, that kind of thing. That's why I'm worried. That's something I think we might see. I think it's more likely that we'll see lighter microtransactions, but they will be there. Look at Mass Effect Andromeda has microtransactions. It's a paid to play game. Like you buy it once, or buy to play, and it still has microtransactions in it for the online component, the multiplayer component. That's a key indicator. And I do think the new IP will be buy to play. It will not be free to play, but it might be buy to play and a subscription service similar to Final Fantasy XIV. But if they go that route, it's kind of risky. This whole thing altogether is a risk. Making a new franchise, a new IP, even with BioWare's key talent, their might, their strengths, all the things they're known for, I mean, pretty much all you have to do is slap on, oh, the new game from creators of Dragon Age, new game from creators from Mass Effect, on anything, and people will buy it, but it's still risky. So what EA is going to do is they're going to justify that risk. They're going to balance that risk out by saying, look, throw in microtransactions, throw in a season pass, throw in a subscription service, throw in monetized DLC, expansions, all that good stuff. All that stuff that the EA has made its empire off of, the backs of gamers. I think it'll be a little exploitative, and we might not even see it at launch, but I think it will come. It will come. It will be like Destiny. I think it'll be like Destiny. And I think that it will be a lot better than Destiny in some aspects, because BioWare is very good at, well, they used to be really good at writing stories. I'm not saying they're bad at what they do, but they were better at it in the old days, in my opinion. Now, Bungie isn't good at telling stories. Destiny's campaign isn't that good. They're good at keeping secrets and making it cryptic, and they're good at creating this mystique. But Bungie didn't really create a very good story, and there's a reason for that, because Activision made Bungie reset Destiny. Before it was launched, they're like, look, we're not ready. You can't launch it like this. You have to change it. And they changed it, and it's all just, that's why it was so just lukewarm at launch. And that's another reason why I think they did the expansion model under Activision's behest, and that was one of the most horrible things you could ever do to gamers. The things that Bungie and Activision did with Destiny's expansion packs, the first couple, is absolutely disgusting. Exploitative. Just exploitative is what it was. And I think they continued that line of thought with the microtransactions. Now, the microtransactions aren't specifically exploitable, but they are at the same time, because it's kind of like gambling, and I'm not keen on that. And look at what 343 Industries has done with Halo. It's awful. But anyway, all of this ties into EA's strategy. What they're saying is, like, okay, look, here's what Destiny did. Here's what Activision did with Destiny. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do everything they didn't do and do it our way, the proven method, the way that we have made our empire. We're going to do it in such a way that makes us a lot of money and justifies the risk and gives us what we're after, revenue. Now, I do think the game is going to be good. I do think that this game... Now, here's what Aaron Flynn said. The game is basically the culmination of 20 plus years of development. Everything that BioWare has ever done has pretty much led up to this moment. This is the zenith of BioWare. But this is also an interesting moment for them to reset their talent, reset everything about them. But here's what Aaron Flynn said about the new IP. He said, in 2012, we began crafting a new universe full of new characters, stories, and gameplay. Our ambition is simple. Draw upon 20 plus years of development knowledge and lessons to create something fun and new for you to enjoy with your friends. There's nothing quite as exciting as building a new IP from scratch, and it will be even more thrilling for us to share it with you in the future. So what they're doing is not only combining all of their efforts, all of their talent, all of the things they've learned, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, The Old Republic, KOTOR maybe, all of those things, and combining them together, saying, look, this is our crowning achievement. This is our dream game. Destiny is Bungie's dream game. It's what they've always wanted to do. This IP will be what BioWare and EA have always wanted to do, but it will be on EA's terms, which is why I'm worried. That's the key reason, because EA is in control. They're in the driver's seat. They say, look, here's the funding, here's everything you need to make the game, but here's, the strategic business decisions that we're going to make about the game. But I do think the game will be strong. I also believe that it is a fundamental changing and turning point for BioWare. Now, if you look at BioWare games recently, not even recently, look at the transition from Dragon Age Origins to Dragon Age 2. Look at the transition from even Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2. BioWare games have changed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they've become more accessible, they've become more casualized, they've become more watered down. That happens when you try to appeal to a large audience. This game is going to appeal to an even larger audience. It's going to try to appeal to everyone. So I believe it's going to be watered down to the point where certain elements are not going to shine bright. They're going to be a dull luster. They'll still provide light, but it will be a dull glow instead of a bright gleam. But I think this is something interesting that they're doing, because they are trying. Now, I don't know this 100% for sure. This is all speculation, but I believe that BioWare is like, look, we know we can't really make that magic anymore. The market has changed. The gamers have changed. If we made games like Dragon Age Origins, our original visions, our original push, they might not sell that well. That's the reality of it. They have to go where the money is, go where the gamers are. The whole market has changed. So they realize, I don't think we can't make games like that anymore. It's different now. Things are different. We're different. Developers are different. Not even the same people probably even work at BioWare. And even the Edmonton studio is probably much different than it used to be. So they're kind of like resetting things. Like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take everything we've learned. We're gonna make a new game, and this is going to be our turning point. This is where we start turning to the action-based gaming. Start, stop worrying so much about the RPG elements. Start doing the things that call to the market. And that might be not the death of BioWare, but it will be the changing of BioWare. It will be a considerably different BioWare, I believe. So I think this new IP, it represents all sorts of things. It represents something huge from EA, it represents something huge from and for BioWare. I believe the game will be sci-fi because this footage is from the E3 2014 teaser. We haven't seen any footage or any kind of imagery, anything like that, since. So I believe it's going to be sci-fi. I mean, you see that image there. And it's being developed by the Mass Effect team. But that doesn't mean it won't have like Dragon Age style conquest, or like it might even have some fantasy elements mixed together. It might be medieval fantasy meets sci-fi, or like time travel. We have no idea. But I do think it will be a combination of everything they've ever done. It might be a third-person shooter, it might be a strategy type game, but whatever it is, it's going to be cross-platform. It's going to be PS4, Xbox One, PC. It's going to be all of those things, because they want to hit that audience. They want to hit that widespread audience, and they want to recoup their money. They want to mitigate that risk and make the money back. And I just think, man, if it's online, it's going to have microtransactions. It's going to be on EA's terms, on their business model. Ultimate Team, shoot and loot style loot boxes, all of that stuff that we've come to expect from an online-based game, even a subscription model. So that's something to expect and something to keep an eye out for. Now, this game is expected, it should be available by March 2018, when the next fiscal year ends. And they're probably going to show it at EA Play in June of this year. They're going to announce it. They have to announce it sometime this year. They're going to make it that early March 2018 release date. But that pretty much covers all of the things that I'm worried about this game. About that Dragon Age thing that we, for a while I thought it was going to be a Dragon Age game because Mark Darrah, BioWare's Mark Darrah, he teased this red book that had Dragon Age, what appears to be Dragon Age concept art in it. So that's going to be a whole separate game. It's not going to be anything related to this. And I think it's Dragon Age Tactics. I don't think it's Dragon Age 4. I'm not sure. But I think it's Dragon Age Tactics. So it's not going to have anything to do with this. Man, I just worried though. EA is good at what they do. They're the best at making money. They're one of the top companies in the industry to make money. And we might see BioWare's new turning point, their new focus, and this might even impact the future of Dragon Age and Mass Effect. If this starts to take off and be huge, we might see BioWare put Mass Effect and Dragon Age on the back burner. Now we might have things like I said, like Dragon Age Tactics come out, but I think this new IP, this new franchise, is what they called it, will be the main focus. Once Mass Effect Andromeda is finished, that doesn't mean they're not going to work on other things. They're going to always work on other things. But in the future, EA will have its Star Wars games, which are primarily action-based as well, which is really disappointing. I would like an RPG, if you're listening, BioWare. Or if you're listening, EA, whatever. But most of those, so they're going to have Star Wars games, they're going to have the new IP, Mass Effect Andromeda, the sports games like FIFA. The lineup is going to continue, but this is going to be something that has microtransactions. EA is going to recoup their money back. So I hope this video has helped you put things in a perspective on what to expect from the new IP. I will have a link in the description to the coverage, and it will give you more insight on what to expect from the new IP. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. We don't have a name. We don't have any confirmations on certain things, but based on what they've said today, we're able to glean certain things. And I wrote a while back that it would have extensive online components. But keep a lookout for more videos, more coverage, and we'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy.